they wouldn't have to deal with that sort of thing. As for Justin Martyr, now everyone acknowledges that Justin Martyr makes a bad comparison, but he's
Brother, do you sell hammer? I need a hammer to smash.
Smash? What do you want to do? Smash your dad's head in?
Who smashes anyone's dad's head in? Which maniac does that?
I decided to kill my dad.
Wait a minute! Wait a minute! What's going on here, ladies and gentlemen?
And I decided to do it in a brutal fashion, not a gunshot or anything. I was going to do it with a hammer. When I walked up to my dad, I had a hammer in my hand, and I hit him in the head 7 or 8 times with a ball-peen hammer until I thought he was dead, and I just left.
That's it. Brother, how much is this? I need to smash some rotten wood. Nah. I'm going to smash a different kind of wood, intellectually. Follow me. Asalaamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters and dear friends, welcome to this video, inshallah. In this little set that we have in our studio, we're going to be dealing with different discussions and answering doubts. One of those is something that I was predicting that's going to happen. Okay. So obviously, who we're dealing with? We're dealing with somebody called Rotten Wood.
Same.
Now, this is somebody who has actually, and this is like actually mind-boggling, that he himself smashed his dad's head in when he was sleeping and tried to attempt to kill him.
Wow.
So I just want to put into perspective this person that we're dealing with.
Has he recovered from that psychological state?
I don't think so, because he claims that he's bipolar. I don't know if he's using it as an excuse to do further attacks in the future towards his own father or his mother, to excuse and say I was mentally not well. He always says this, you know, even when Hijab debated him and destroyed him.
You're finished.
He said, oh, you know, I'm bipolar, I'm not normal. I don't know why he keeps saying that, yeah? Because we know apparently you are. And you can see from his face, it's very weird. He has a very still face and his eyebrows move a lot. So it's very scary. So anyways, that's a different stuff. There's different stuff. We're just talking about somebody's psychological.
Let's go straight into it, bro.
Let's go to the academic. Yeah, that's ad hominem, you can call it, yeah? Of somebody that deserves it.
Yeah. But now, not all ad hominems are false, by the way.
Oh, of course, 100%.
Okay, others are muhaddithun, a lot of the, when it comes to naqd ruwat,
100%.
Criticism of the narrators,
100%.
Take into consideration a person and his characteristics, his well-being, his psychological well-being, so on and so forth.
Somebody smashing their dad's head in.
Yeah, and by the way, brothers and sisters, I have to apologise, I think, on behalf of me and Ali.
Oh, please, you don't have to share.
Because to be honest with you, anyone with a iota of self-respect will never engage with a person like this, will never watch his videos, and it's quite shameful that many of the du'at, the Christian du'at, the callers to Christianity in Speaker's Corner, not all of them, but the hate-filled ones, the anti-Islamic ones, they pretty much, they seemingly worship this person. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they observe every single video and they try and bring his arguments to the park. And it's very shameful.
Exactly. The thing is, Sheikh, we're going to get straight into the video, but the thing is, one thing that you've seen with these Christians who are hate-filled, because we have honourable people like James White.
Absolutely, yes.
So let's not confuse them too, like Allah says in the Quran, "Laysu sawa."
Of course.
Now the thing is with these people, like Hijab said in his video, he said with Christianity, it's like you guys have gone down. Yeah. You don't talk about Christianity anymore.
Yes.
And now you want to take Islam down with you.
Precisely.
And that's exactly what's happening here. They have stopped talking about Christianity.
Yeah.
His whole channel is about Islam.
Islam.
Let's get straight into the video.
And it seems like he didn't learn his lesson either. We'll see in a minute that he didn't take the free Arabic class that Hijab was offering him, because
Knew I was going to have to give you a free Arabic lesson here today.
Yeah.
We go back to see he didn't actually open the books of hadith himself, but no
he's
problem.
definitely learned his lesson. He's become more arrogant. You know, sometimes when you're put in your place, you either learn from it or your animosity grows.
Yeah. So we find that it's not actually a new argument. Many of the ulama of Islam from
I had no
many centuries, Al-Dawudi, Al-Maliki from the 5th century, and many others kind of mentioned this, that Aisha radiallahu anha, the marriage wasn't consummated for those 3 years in order for her to reach puberty, etc., etc.
SubhanAllah. So it's our ignorance that we came up with something that the scholars already taught, so we didn't read into it, we didn't even know. Yeah. But anyways, so this was something that, alhamdulillah, that this video showed, and it was very problematic for this guy, Rotten Wood.
Yes.
So it was so problematic, and the fact that he done a video trying to address it and debunk it shows that it's actually working, because a young girl came to Islam a couple of weeks ago and she had this doubt. So you can see people with a critical mind, they don't think the way he does. Because this guy here that I talked to on this video, he said, yep, that perfectly makes sense to me.
Great.
That girl actually came to Islam via it. Good. So now somebody with a corrupt mind,
who's sincere, seeing
exactly. Do you see the difference?
Absolutely.
So now Rotten Wood found this problematic, because this is one of the biggest arguments they use. So they thought, oh, can't use this anymore. So now what he's coming with, Sheikh, is that, hold on a second, he's using the Quran ayah, that chapter 65 verse 4, if I'm not mistaken, that it says that prepubescent girls.
Well,
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah. So when you marry them and when you divorce them, yeah, he's saying, hold on a second. Allah mentions here that girls that don't menstruate.
No.
So that means that you're talking about a young girl. No. So you can marry girls that haven't reached the age of.
It's interesting
puberty.
because this is actually a rad for the Quranis.
Is it?
Those who rely only on the Quran, we only take the Quran and we reject all hadith, because
yes,
were it not for the hadith, then the apparent of the Quran of this ayah is that, well, you can marry someone who's prepubescent.
Yeah, so we're killing two birds with one stone.
So li'adha billah. So it's really only the hadith. So we're killing two birds with one stone in this.
Yes.
I thought that's a benefit for the brothers and sisters. Yeah.
So then, how do we tackle this? So for example,
right, so what exactly does he claim here?
He's claiming that Ibn Kathir, the Mufassirun, or Mufassirin, they are saying that you can marry a prepubescent child, yes? And he's using a Quran ayah, yeah? And then he used another ayah where he says specifically, this is often one of his key areas that he uses, yeah? He says, I will come to this one later.
Yes.
He says that, for example, if I'll scroll a bit further, he says that there's a hadith that says, this one said Bukhari, so it said, narrated by Aisha, I used to play with the dolls in his presence of the Prophet, and my girlfriends used to play with me. When Allah's messenger used to enter my dwelling place, they used to hide themselves, but the Prophet would call them to join and play with me.
No.
That's where the hadith ends.
So he's using this as an argument to say that, wait a minute, she was prepubescent because only prepubescent girls can play with the images.
Yes.
The dolls that had images in them.
Exactly.
His argument?
So his argument is the following.
Otherwise, images are prohibited.
Yes, and he's using this from Fathul Bari. Yeah.
Yes.
The playing with dolls and similar images are forbidden, but it was allowed for Aisha at that time. She was a little girl, not yet reached the age of puberty. So now,
brothers and sisters, I'm laughing because it just shows you the ignorance of this man. I mean, you know, the sad thing is he doesn't have access to the primary source material.
Exactly.
If he had a little bit of Arabic, he can go to Fathul Bari, because these aren't the words of Imam Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani.
Yes.
This is the words of who? The translator. That's why it's in brackets, see Fathul Bari. So he's putting his own interpretation in between these brackets.
Crook! Wallahi, you're a crook.
But of course, Wood hasn't got access to Fathul Bari. He can't read Arabic, unfortunately, and he's not learned
That's
Arabic.
the reason why hijab destroyed him.
Like to attack the Quran, you will see today that the Quranic argument will suffocate you.
Because of his lack of Arabic.
It's absolute ignorance. Sheer ignorance to speak about a religion that you don't even have access to the primary language of it.
So this is not the hadith. The brackets are a commentator.
It is a commentator, the translator of the hadith. So if we go to Fathul Bari, literally a cursory reading, brother, wallahi, it's absolutely shameful that he did not do this. Ibn Hajar rahimahullah talks about the hadith. He talks about the hadith. He mentions that some of the ulama have mentioned that this hadith is mansukh. It's abrogated.
Okay.
And this is mentioned by Ibn Battal al-Maliki, who Ibn Hajar bases his work Fathul Bari on very strongly. He
abrogated in what context, Sheikh? Just so people understand.
Abrogated that this was before that the images, if this hadith contained images within it, that the images or the ruling of it being haram is abrogated.
Okay, so what he's saying is he's using evidence that's abrogated.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
That's one opinion.
That's one opinion.
Another opinion, he also mentions that Imam al-Nasa'i, in his book Sunan al-Kubra, which is a collection of hadith, he mentions that and also Ibn Hibban al-Busti in his Sahih, that they put a hadith, and in the chapter title, of course, the fiqh of the scholars of hadith is present in their chapter titles. This is a common thing, like the fiqh of Bukhari is present in how he titles the chapter. That's because Imam Bukhari was not only muhaddith, he was a fiqih as well. So his book's a book of hadith and it's a book of fiqh, alright? Okay. So if you look at Nasa'i, he mentioned the permissibility of a man allowing his wife to play with dolls, and he does not mention any particular age. So that's another issue. Okay. It shows that some of the ulama of Islam held that it's permissible to play with these dolls. Another third opinion that he mentions, and he quotes from someone called Halimi and others, that it's possible that this hadith, if what is meant by the dolls that have images in them, then this was before it was made haram. It was before it was haram. And if it meant if it was after it was made haram, then he said it's possible that dolls may be called dolls, very simple, may be called dolls, but they have no images in them.
Okay, so let me get this right, let me summarize it. So basically what you're saying is, this hadith here, when Aisha playing with dolls, there's these aspects to it. Number one, it was abrogated. Possibly. So it negates the fact that she was under the age, she has to be under the age of puberty. Because it was abrogated. She can play with it.
Absolutely.
Number two is that, no, it was dolls that she played with, but they had no human features. Which is allowed.
That's one opinion, absolutely.
Number three
is that we mentioned Nasa'i, that some say it's permissible to play with dolls irrespective of the age. Okay.
Okay. So number three is that you can play with dolls irrespective of the age.
Yes, for a woman, a wife to play with it. Number 4 is actually quite interesting. That he mentions, the hadith that mentions Sunnah Abu Dawud and Sunnah Nasa'i as well, that this hadith is actually part of a longer hadith. It's actually part of a longer story.
And that's quite interesting.
Yes.
And that's Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani.
He's mentioning this.
And what does he mention?
He mentions that this hadith, the longer part of the hadith, is that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam came back after the battle of Tabuk or Khaybar.
Okay.
And in the time of Khaybar, he mentions Aisha radiallahu ta'ala was definitely around 14 years old.
At the battle of?
Khaybar. The Khaybar meaning the trench.
Okay, 1 second. So Tabuk was before Khaybar. No, Khaybar was before Tabuk.
Yes.
So let's say, whenever you're going to use Tabuk, we're going to go to Khaybar. We're going to give it
fine, 14. But by the way, Ibn Hajar said if it was Tabuk, definitely she reached puberty. There was no doubt about it whatsoever.
We're going to go to Khaybar.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to give a piece of rotten wood to our
So let's carry on. Khaybar. No problem. She's around 14 years old. Great. But wait a minute. It says that the dolls were actually not images at all. The dolls were literally horses with 2 wings on it. And in fact, the hadith continues that Aisha asked the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he asked, what is this? And she said, did you know that Sulaiman had these dolls? Like in a jokey way. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam laughed.
Yes.
Okay. So, which shows that it was not even images in the first place. So it's permissible to, and this is what Hadith says, it's permissible to play with dolls. Dolls may be called human dolls or girl dolls, but of course they have no images.
But even if we said argument's sake, they were dolls. Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani rahimahullah says that she was 14. Simple. That's argument there, yeah? Okay. So now,
which means she reached puberty.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay. So now that's one point.
Yes.
Now I found something profound. Yeah. I was thinking of you as well, inshallah, Sheikh. We'll do some brainstorming. Let's go back to the Quran verse. So this is kind of dealt with, yeah?
Yes.
And the commentary here in brackets is somebody that's using an evidence because he believes this. He's trying to use this evidence to prove his point because he follows more maybe stricter.
I wouldn't say strictly, he follows an opinion.
If he follows an opinion and he's using that evidence.
And by the way, the issue of dolls and images, it's quite a complicated issue. It's not as simple as people make out to be.
Yes.
There's a whole discussion amongst the scholars as what is an image? What is an image?
Exactly.
Some say what is actually haram as statues, for example, so on and so forth. So it's actually quite a detailed thing. Yeah.
Exactly. So, okay, now what we're going to go to chapter 65, verse 4. This is very profound, yeah? Okay. In this verse, like I said to you before at the beginning, Sheikh, he says that here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that when you divorce women, and it talks about women that are menstruating, but then Allah talks about those who are not menstruating.
Yes.
So now we can understand this in 2 ways. Number one, it can be a woman that doesn't menstruate.
Yes.
But we're going to go argument's sake
with
what Rotten says.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll give it to him.
Rotten arguments, they'll have to deal with it. Yeah. Fine. Okay. Now he's saying that means you can marry prepubescent children.
Yeah.
So his argument is this: the fact that Allah says for those who do not menstruate, that's talking about girls.
Yes.
They haven't. So Aisha could have not reached the age of menstruation. Now, me personally, he done a 22-minute video.
Yeah.
I can answer this in 22 seconds.
Great.
Yeah. Start my time now. Okay.
Bismillah.
Very easy. Allah says in the Quran, those who have married, then get divorced and are not consummating.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
And haven't reached the age of puberty.
Yes.
Perfect. If the Prophet married Aisha at 6.
Yes.
And at the age of 7.
Yeah.
Firstly, they were married.
10 seconds.
Okay. Firstly, they were married. They were not. It was not consummated.
Yes.
She got divorced.
Yes.
And there was no menstruation.
A great success.
What he's failing to understand, as usual, is that in Islam, marriage and consummation are two separate things.
Absolutely.
He thinks that in his Western world, that when you get married, it's consummation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or to be honest, it's actually the opposite way. They consummate and then they get married these days. Yeah.
What the hell is this? A'udhu billah.
So in his head, he's thinking like that. In Islam, marriage, you can be married, and there will not be consummation, and you can get divorced.
Absolutely.
So that argument, you spend 22 minutes.
It's a whole chapter in fiqh.
22 minutes. Like, I'm not trying to be arrogant here.
Yeah.
But I think I did
Sure.
22 seconds.
No, but arrogant.
I can't believe it.
I think against the enemy of Islam like him, I think I can, like Hijab said, I mean, look at this guy's face. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this guy's face, yeah? The point here is this.
Marrying a prepubescent child, a girl, and the issue of consummation, two separate issues.
Exactly.
And the issue of consummation, the issue of the harm factor comes into play.
Exactly.
La dara wa la dara. There's no harm, nor is there reciprocating harm.
Exactly.
And that is our limits, and that is that's where the Sharia limits, and that's where the Sharia sets very carefully what we can and we can't do.
Exactly. And one other thing,
which not only limits, to prepubescent or it's limited to.
Yes.
It doesn't matter, irrespective. It also takes into consideration people whose mind, intellect's not there.
Yeah.
I mean, the principle is so vast, and so perfect, and so many what we call furu', so many secondary affairs come underneath this one overarching principle that it's mashallah tabarakallah.
Exactly.
Covers absolutely everything.
Now, his concern is paedophilia.
Yes.
Now, we need to bring something to light here. If his issue is paedophilia, now I would really be honest, if I was standing there, you know how you stand, the police, they take your picture, yeah? Imagine me and this guy with his face, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, look at his face, yeah? No. If he was standing there and I was standing here, who would fit the profile of a paedophile? If argument's sake, we're not saying everyone, yeah? White, middle-aged, man can be questioned here, the man part can be questioned here. Who would fit the profile? Now, I'm not saying every single white, middle-aged man fits his profile. I'm trying to make a point here. Because if his concern is paedophilia, paedophilia is not a Muslim issue. It's not a Muslim problem. I'll be honest with you, it's not. But men that look like him, and to be honest, check the way he looks. Like, I'm being honest with you, it is quite a problem. Look at the way he's looking. I'm being honest. If somebody was to leave their children, he would be the last person they'll leave it with. Not only that, in his own country, 250,000 girls are being married under the age.
Yeah, the legal age.
Yeah? So now, this is a problem in his geography. Yeah? Geographical area. Yeah? Okay. So, this is your problem. So, what he's doing now is he's throwing the dirt on others.
Yes.
And I think you need to go back and look at the top 10 paedophiles around the world. Yeah? You would hardly find someone that looks like me. So, I think this argument, I think we've buried it. 6 feet.
It's done. It was done a long time ago. Brothers and sisters, go to the Islam website, go to one of my essays there, you'll find it.
Yes.
It's the age of Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. Buy the book, The Woman in the Text.
Exactly, yes. And your book as well. And brothers and sisters.
It's done. It's done. And alhamdulillah, really, anyone, brothers and sisters, if you know anyone who has this shubha, this doubt, send them back to this video. Send them back to our essay on Salam's website. It's done, alhamdulillah.
Brothers and sisters, I don't think there's anything that needs to be said. Literally, it just got dismantled. And you can see once again, as usual, and it's janazah. You know, we've literally hammered him, not the way what he did to his father, but in an intellectual way. We do not condone violence in any way, shape or form. No. I hope he listens to that and may God protect his father. Brothers and sisters, thank you for watching this video.
Both of them.
I mean, all of us, you know. May Allah bless you guys for watching. Hope this has been benefit for you guys.
Inshallah.
If you would like me and Sheikh, may Allah bless him, inshallah, to react, not react, but you know, watch any videos, or if there's any doubts,
brothers and sisters, send it over, inshallah.
Please, inshallah, we'll be here at Salam, inshallah, and we want to thank you guys for helping and supporting and believing in Salam, for us to bring you these videos, inshallah. Hope this has helped you the way it has helped us. Till next time, Asalaamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.